So in a collaboration with the city of Windhoek, we wanted to establish, with the support of Foresight, a common vision on what the situation of youth entrepreneurship could be within 5, 10 years, even 15 years perspective. Also then look at in practice the steps that need to be taken to achieve that vision. And maybe most importantly, to bring the different stakeholders on the same board to agree both on the vision and steps to be taken. Prioritize the relevant activities, but also then prevent unnecessary competition and duplication of resources.
There are big expectations on the city officials. Windhoek is the only city in Namibia, and if they are to have a successful Foresight implementation, they really have to involve some of the key stakeholders, like the entrepreneurs and the hubs.
So this week we had the fortunate opportunity to be graced by the presence of 2 Demos Helsinki trainers who came to train us about Foresight. Now, Foresight is a methodology that we apply to think how can we do things differently now? How can we act differently now to have a better future for our youth in 2030? So we were playing around scenarios to have better planning purposes for our young people in 2030.
So Foresight methodologies are actually very good for planning long-term strategies. For example, the cities, when they plan their 3 or 4 or 5-year strategies, sometimes you need to reach for the longer to the future.
What we did today, I think, was really interesting for a couple of reasons. First of all, we were able to actually take a step back from the present moment and look at the future in a bit of a different light. Think of a vision of like, what are the things that we actually really want from the future without having to be so knowledgeable or so focused on the present restrictions and constraints.
Wow, before I came here today, I've heard a little bit about Foresight, but what we have learned here today is something that I know I will use in my work. And it was also come at the right time because this is a time that is a planning time for us to strategize for next year's work. So I'll definitely use it. It was worth for me to come and really be part of this meeting today.
But one of the questions I have to you is as to, with such a roadmap and going ahead, what are some of the ideas and concepts that come to mind or that you have maybe discussed already to make such an implementation feasible and viable financially also? So how do we sustain this?
Tomorrow I would really like to see a workable strategy that will help us start as early as yesterday. We really want to make a difference. So starting from tomorrow and starting from next week, we really want to make sure that we've got champions that can run with initiatives that is workable. And we want to put in place a plan that will help us from 2019 up to 2030 to make sure that we are able to provide only the best services that will help us achieve our vision, to make sure that young people have access to all possible resources so that we can see an improvement in the socio-economic conditions of the young people here in the city of Windhoek.
Thank you so much to SAIS. SAIS has been a very strategic and a very valuable partner for us as a city of Windhoek, and we really appreciate your support and also your advice that you give us and your contributions to our developmental projects.
I really want to appreciate you because you really made us think. It was really, we had to put a lot of thought in it. And I really, when I saw the product this morning, I was actually very proud because I could see that our work was not in vain, that we really put all our thoughts, in a working document.
The Foresight method, first of all, we were a bit unsure what is Foresight, how can we apply it, but I must say the methodology is really easy to understand. The moment that you understand who is your role players, what can we do and how can we do it, it becomes so much easier to group activities over a timeline to make sure that efforts that we are going to initiate is going to take place in a timely manner to make sure that we achieve our goals that we've set. We obviously do recognize that in 5 years' time or in 3 years' time, maybe we need to stand still and take stock. What can we do differently, or how can we change our initiatives? So I would definitely recommend that the Foresight methodology should be an initiative or planning tool that should be explored by local authorities, because it's easy to understand and we can definitely make better impact in terms of our planning purposes, and don't duplicate initiatives, but rather collaborate.